opens in the Ecuadorian Amazon, the ancestral territory of the Kofan indigenous people.
Here we were, in what is supposed to be paradise, in one of the most biodiverse places on Earth, or supposed to be, and people who have lived off the water for years can no longer sustain themselves because the fish are dead and they were eating canned tuna.
Filmmaker Joe Berlinger came to Ecuador 12 years ago into a legal battle pitting the indigenous population of northern Ecuador against Texaco. The company had extracted oil there for 30 years. It was taken over by Chevron in 2001. When Berlinger met Pablo Fajardo, the lead attorney for the plaintiffs, he knew he had a story worth telling.
Here's someone who, had a very impoverished childhood, worked in the oil fields as a young man, saw the devastation and the environmental degradation and the humiliation of the workers and the poor treatment of people all around him, and he just had a fire in his belly.
Fajardo is up against a huge multinational corporation. In the film, he argues that Texaco and its current owner are responsible for dumping toxic waste in the Amazon rainforest.
Más de 1,000 millones de galones de agua tóxica.
More than 1 billion gallons of poisonous toxic water were dumped into the marshes and rivers of this area. And what the people demand is the complete remediation of the area Texaco contaminated.
The filmmakers joined indigenous peoples at a 2007 Chevron shareholders meeting in San Francisco. They followed Ecuador's President Rafael Correa to the affected region and recorded a debate between Fajardo and Chevron's lead attorney Adolfo Callejas at a site where toxic soil had just been collected.
This substance that we find here can be found all over this area.
Como consecuencia de aquello,
as a result of that, many men and women are suffering from cancer and dying.
Adolfo Callejas, Chevron's attorney, says it's impossible to date the sample and link it to Texaco.
These accusations are all false. It cannot be assumed that just because Texaco built the station, it should be eternally liable for anything that goes wrong.
For Berlinger, the documentary is about much more than legal arguments.
Ultimately, I wanted to make a film about what has befallen these people as a result of industrialization.
As the case drags on in court, Crude has been shown at film festivals, including an emotionally charged screening in Quito, Ecuador, where more than 1,000 people crammed into a university auditorium. Fajardo is advising citizens to stay informed and put pressure on Chevron to act responsibly. Chevron, for its part, has accused the plaintiffs of trying to bribe Ecuadorian officials. The $27 billion lawsuit is far from being settled. Rosanne Skirble, VOA News, Washington.